Welcome back to the Cutmen. Today we're going to be going over UFC 326, Holloway versus Oliveira 2, full card predictions, and breakdown of the main event and the co-main. I'm Hudson.
And this is Blake.
And let's go straight into ranking a whole bunch of bums, because straight up, this is the UFC card you put together on UFC 3 whenever you're 5. And you just like kind of forget who all the fighters are.
This is basically when you play UFC 5 career mode, and your first few UFC fights are just like absolute nobodies that were randomly generated.
In UFC 5, the dude who's like, oh, this coach keeps shoveling shit into the UFC.
This is stuff in like UFC 5 career mode. You know the backyard brawl. You know, like the first fight in someone's backyard. Yeah, it's like those kind of fighters. So we'll see what happens. But the main card is really what I'm looking forward to, because a lot of people think the main card is pretty big, and honestly, it's not anything crazy. I wish we would have had a good.
Solid.
I wish we would have had a co-main, because it was to be declared. But you know, it's really not that bad. If you're not casual, there's some pretty good fights on there that I'm pretty excited about. So
yeah, personally, I would have loved Muhammad Nakayev versus Manel Cap 2 for the interim flyweight belt in the co-main, but nothing you can do about it now. All right, first fight on the card: Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Bellato. I know Rodolfo Bellato. Here's a little fun fact about Rodolfo Bellato. Only person in the UFC ever to hold a UFC record of 1-1-1-1.
yeah, you go to Tapology. It's literally every color you can think of possible on that website. It's like you want to go to it?
Yeah, I'm going to it right now.
I'm about to pull up the colors. I'll put it up on the screen. How is that even possible?
I'm telling you, man, Rodolfo Bellato's breaking records, dude. Rodolfo Bellato's the game changer.
Hey, real ones. I think it was the Paul Craig fight or the up kick.
Yes,
oh my gosh. Yeah. He was like ref, and then I'll put it on the screen.
Looks at the ref, like, look. Oh, I'm out.
I mean, okay. Look, give me your thoughts on that. Was he knocked out at all?
No.
He says.
Absolutely not. All right, anyway, the dude he's fighting, I believe it's his first fight, Luke Fernandez.
That is his first fight.
Unranked.
If I remember, can I say it real quick?
Yeah.
I saw on Twitter, I think I remember correctly, this guy was talking about how Alex Pereira moving up is going to give him an easy route to the title. That's what this guy said. So we'll see how he does. But if he gets knocked out by Rodolfo Bellato or he loses bad, it's going to come back to bite him. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so I actually do know who this guy is. I don't know if you can see it. We'll play it up on the screen. This is the dude who had like the immediate knockout on Dana White Contender Series, like the 15-second knockout. And you know, I think the biggest thing in the UFC is athleticism. I think you could be a terrible fighter, but if you're LeBron James, I think you beat half of light heavyweight. So
Especially if you're like the heavier divisions, 100%.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna take Luke Fernandez on this. Don't really care. Probably gonna be at like Chili's or something.
Yeah, this fight is gonna be. Well, I was gonna say about the Johnny Walker Dominic Reyes. It's gonna be the first time they both knock each other out at the same time. But this might be the first fight, honestly.
Can we put up?
Rodolfo Bellato's gonna lose or win, and honestly he's due for a win. I bet he's gonna win in the dumbest way possible. Like the guy's gonna like trip and like snap his leg in half. They're gonna call it TKO.
Yeah. Can we put up the clip of like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and John Cena? I am for Luke Fernandez and Rodolfo Bellato.
We got a lot of bangers on this card. But we can do it for the whole prelims. I think Fernandez probably will win, but just for the memes, because Rodolfo Bellato, if you look at how his career has gone, we're expecting a win next, a no contest next, a draw next, and then a loss. So, you know, we'll see what happens, but I think he's due for a win. Give me Rodolfo Bellato.
Now on to Chili's appetizer number 2.
Let's go.
Gaston Bolanos versus Jong Young Lee.
8-5, yeah.
So Gaston Bolanos is top Toro. I believe in one of his last fight, he got TKO'd on the feet by Marcus McGee.
Look at this. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, he got TKO'd on the feet by Marcus. His nickname's the Dream Killer. Like
8-5.
8-5 Dream Killer. Killing the dreams of a plumber.
This is the real. I hear the forces in there because it's number 63 versus number 63. That is a great matchup. Great matchup by the UFC executives. Thank you, Hunter Campbell, for gifting us number 63 versus number 63.
Dude who, if I remember correctly, the dude who he's facing Young, yeah, it says here, he got knocked out by Hyder Emil in like a minute. So I think I'm going to take Gaston because he's the dream killer.
Yeah, I disagree. I'm not a big fan of the dream killer, to be honest. 8-5. That's like some Vyacheslav Borshev, you know, Slava clause. Yeah. That's like his record pretty close. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead and give me Lee, but I would not be surprised if Bolaños pulls this one out.
Next up is Rafael Tobias versus DR Nurgohaya.
Nargazay.
Nurgazay.
These guys from Kazakhstan, man.
So this is like an honest question to Hunter. Do you just walk into an MMA gym and say, hey, you're fighting tomorrow? Do you just walk into like MMA gyms across the world and be like, all right, you're fighting? Rafael Tobias and Dyer. I'm not even going to look into either of these guys. Rafael Tobias, because he's 14-1.
Seems like a good matchup on paper, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was there's guys that were stat padding against bums in the regional scene. You got 14-1 versus 10-2. Yeah, I'm not gonna look into these guys too much, but probably give me Rafael Tobias. I don't know. I feel like I would consider myself a casual for not knowing who these guys are. It's gotta be both their UFC debuts.
What do you mean you don't know Rafael Tobias? He knocked out Henry Worcester in 15 seconds in WFA.
You're right. You know who I do know though? I know Sumadarji.
You know Sumadarji. We know Sumadarji, and that's who we're picking. Dude has wins over Kevin Borjas.
Oh, he's gonna fight Joshua Van.
He was gonna fight Joshua Van.
Definitely would have lost.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing you gotta understand. He's lost to Charles Johnson.
Dude, every big up-and-coming prospect that ends up becoming good loses to Charles Johnson. Joshua Van. Dude, literally just a few days ago, Lonier Kavanaugh destroyed, honestly, Brandon Moreno. It was like
how do you score that at 48-47?
That was bad.
How do you score that at 48-47?
That was bad. Definitely, I scored it 49-46. I think it just isn't Moreno's day. I don't know how you can be washed at 32 years old, but yeah, Moreno sucks for him. But flyweight's full of just, besides Kyoji Horiguchi, they got some pretty good up-and-coming guys, up-and-coming Asian guys.
We are in the prime of flyweight right now.
We really are.
We are in the prime of flyweight.
We really are. I'm really interested because you have this triangle of guys between Van, Tyra, Kavanaugh, a few other guys that are just going to be like in their 20s that are going to
run the division.
Yeah, for a long time. It's almost kind of like lightweight, how these guys have ran, the same guys have ran it for a while, you know what I'm saying? So honestly, we'll see what happens, but Van, I'll tell you what, Van won't be champion for very long. And I love Joshua Van, but there's too many, scary up-and-coming guys. He's too young. I don't know. I'm not saying Tyra's going to beat him. We'll save that for the next video. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think he'll be champion for very long. We'll see. Hudson, what do you think?
I think, I don't know if anyone watching this remembers, but like flyweight right now reminds me of that era of middleweight whenever like Izzy was on the come up and there was a whole bunch of super young guys.
And Robert Whittaker was
dominant champ. Yoel Romero, even though he was like 70,
well, he was still
he's like the Pantoja of the division. It just reminds me of like even lightweight back in like 2014, I'll say, not 2016, not the peak years, but like back in 2014, whenever all these people were getting into the UFC and up and coming, it really does remind me of like, I feel like flyweight in the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to see it become the best division in the UFC, straight up. And
that's not a hot take.
It's not crazy to say that.
Not at all.
Yeah, we're both picking Sumadarji if you can't tell.
Yep. Next fight we got Cody Durden versus, they don't have his first name there. And you want to pronounce that?
But this is this guy's actual name. Tumendem Barrel.
Niamjargal. Tumendemer.
I have Cody Duran via pronunciation. Well, he beat Matt Schnell. And
Rose on the fall.
dude's been in the fall off. But yeah, no, I think I'm going to take Cody Durden just because I don't really think of either of these guys as super high level.
Short answer.
Yeah, short answer.
We don't care about these fights, so we're just going to pick someone and move on. All right, next fight. Alberto Montes versus Ricky Turcios. Ricky Turcios. Absolutely, Ricky Turcios. I've never seen a Russian guy named Alberto.
And I've never seen him with that haircut.
You're like the Russian Ilya Tapora. We put his thing on screen. Next one.
We have the greatest welterweight. Oh, he's middleweight now. We have the greatest middleweight in the UFC. Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage threw Bo Nickel across the octagon. Cody Brundage is the absolute best middleweight in the division. Hamzat Chimaev, be ready to get ninja choked.
Hey, LeBron. Ben Simmons is here. We're all good.
Cody Brundage is here. Sean Strickland. It's okay. We have Cody Brundage. Give me Cody Brundage via absolute domination. 29-28 split decision.
So I know you lost to Bo Nickel. I know you lost his last fight to Abdul Malik, right?
Yeah.
Or you lost one of his fights. Oh no,
Cam Rock.
Well, he got knocked out, but he got overturned because he got overturned like a few months later, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
that was weird.
I'm pretty sure it did. I lost to Ariel McConaughey, who was a Bisanger Susurkaya victim. McConaughey actually didn't do that bad in that fight. I think, let me just say this is random, but Susurkaya is the biggest industry plant ever.
Yes!
Ever. He's not that good. He's the first actually, pretty good guy. That's not, no offense to Ariel McConaughey, he's not like a bad fighter necessarily. But as soon as he fights a guy with, actual like good skill,
He beat Marc-Andre Barriou.
Yeah, dude, him, Michel Olajejek, dude. But Susurkayev is not anything crazy. I promise you. You mark my words. All you Russian guys, if you're watching, he's not gonna be anything. You guys have a lot of talent, a lot of guys. Susurkayev is not one of them. So I'm sorry. He's not that good.
Dante Johnson. Wait, I think I recognize this guy.
Yeah, I did too. But Cedric Dumas.
Cedric Dumas.
Oh. Yeah, give me Cody Brundage as well. All right, the man, the myth, the legend. Greatest 25 minutes of all time.
This dude Long Xiao has 37 fights. Had to be regional, right? 27, and I've never heard of this guy. What? Where's he fought? Oh, it's all regional. Okay. Yeah, no, give me Cody Garbrandt. Give me Cody Garbrandt via Randall Stan. 25-minute prime, 15-minute prime. I think Long Xiao is a fighter. And yeah.
10 losses will get you packing to China, but he already is from China, so give me Cody.
We're sending him to the Saudis.
We're sending him back. Give me Cody No Love Garbrandt.
Okay.
Next fight, the main card. Let's get it. Main card opener: Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez versus Bruna the Hulk Fajea. Give me RoboCop, and let me explain. Can I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Listen, man, I'm a big RoboCop fan, and I think Bruna Fajea is a smarter pick, especially considering Fajea already knocked him out cold. Which was very sad for me. I'm a big RoboCop fan, so I am a little biased. But I think that fight was like 3 years ago. Let's be honest. You can't take a fight that was that long ago into too much consideration for today. I think they're both not totally different, but I think that they've definitely evolved from their last fights. But I just think RoboCop, the thing about RoboCop is he's slow. He's slow, but he's skilled, honestly. Like his striking and everything. He has elite jiu-jitsu, but he just doesn't use it. He really doesn't use it. He's a jiu-jitsu world champion. So I mean, I think if he can learn to be more than one-dimensional, because he's one of the most powerful guys at 185, and so is Bruno Fajea. But if he can switch it up with his wrestling and try to get him to the ground and try to work some submissions, dude. Like, people forget how good RoboCop is at jiu-jitsu. I mean, really. But I think it's the second fight. There's lots of film to look back over if you're RoboCop. But give me Gregory Rodriguez by TKO.
Yeah, I'm taking Gregory Rodriguez. I just want to remind everyone of Bruno Ferreira's Abus Magomedov fight. I think RoboCop has significantly evolved since then. I think Bruno Ferreira has not. I think RoboCop's going to end up going into like round 2 and round 3. I think Bruno Ferreira is going to be tired, and I think he's going to get caught. Or here's the thing: either way, if you're betting on this, bet knockout. Period. Bet knockout.
Absolutely.
Because someone is dying.
But Bruno Ferreira beat Jackson the Moose McVeigh. But he beat Jackson the Moose McVeigh. We should all pick him. No. You're picking RoboCop and by knockout, and you're gonna win money.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna win money. But don't be mad if you get your bet wrong, and don't come after us that we're just predicting. But you should pick RoboCop by KO. Thank you.
Next up on the card, Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. I don't really think a breakdown is necessary. If you've been watching the UFC for more than 3 years,
Then you're gonna pick Drew Dober.
then you're gonna pick Drew Dober.
Don't ask us why.
Do not ask us why.
But you're gonna pick Drew Dober.
You're gonna pick Drew Dober, and we are picking Drew Dober as well.
Also bet on that fight by knockout.
No, yeah, I completely agree. Okay, this fight, I have no clue why this exists. Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. Genuinely, what has Raul Rosas Jr. done? Straight up. I'm going to go through who he's fought.
El Nino Problema.
He's fought Vince Morales, Ricky Tercios, Ayorki Lang, Terrence Mitchell, Christian Rodriguez, Jay Perrin, Mendo Gutierrez, and I'm not even going to name the rest. There's no need to. What has this guy done? Like, Rob Font is I'm not going to say he's the best, but he's a dude at bantamweight. You know his name. I don't understand why this fight exists. Give me Rob Font via 30-27 or TKO. I do not see a world where Raul Rosas Jr. does anything at all. He's not good.
See, this fight's hard for me. Because I like Rob Font a lot. You go to Rob Font's Topology. I also like Rosas Jr. a lot. I don't think Rob Font, he's good, but when was his last relevant win besides, I mean, I guess maybe Phillips, and Kyler Phillips got, I don't know, well, Phillips isn't bad.
Okay, we can't use that. Name one relevant Raul Rosas opponent.
I know, but he's a prospect. This is like his first big fight. Font has had all these big fights, and he's lost the only ones that really matter. Lost to Aldo, lost to Vera. He did beat Adrian Yanez. Lost to Sandhagen, lost to Figgy. Beat Kyler Phillips, beat Johnny Matsumoto by split decision. And then lost unanimously by David Martinez. His last solid win, in terms of like aging well, we got to go back kind of far because... here we go back up.
In terms of aging well, Gene Matsumoto.
I think Ricky Simone is a pretty good win back then.
No, Gene Matsumoto. Ricky Simone back then was good, but Gene Matsumoto, straight up, he was a rising contender. Knocked out Miles Johns, or beat Miles Johns, beat Brad Katona, and then he was a solid contender at the time.
So Rosas Jr. isn't a solid contender.
No.
11-1.
Because here's the thing. Raul Rosas Jr. almost got choked out by an Arby's worker, and the only reason why he didn't get choked out is because his face is the size of a sledgehammer. And his striking is terrible. Period. Terrible.
I don't think his striking is that bad, but I still listen. I think Rob Font's probably gonna win the fight, but I don't think it's gonna be an uncompetitive fight. Like, respectfully, I think it's gonna be a competitive fight. I think Rob Font will probably win, but just because Rosas Jr. hasn't fought anyone like top 15 or like super relevant.
Not even top 15. He's fought a whole bunch of nobodies.
But you gotta understand, like It's kind of how it works with some of these prospects. So they just work them up, and then they finally give them a big fight.
I mean, fair.
This is same thing's gonna happen to Atiba Gauthier. They're gonna give him. He has Ozzy Diaz. He just got booked. They're just gonna keep giving him these sorry ass opponents because he's young. That's what they do with really young guys.
Gauthier's like knocking these out or dominantly beating them. Rosas Jr. is going to 29-28 decisions with a whole bunch of LFA fighters.
That's true, but we'll see what happens, man.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens, but I think Rafa wins. But
You'll find out Saturday night, brother.
But
we'll find out Saturday night.
We will find out Saturday night. We'll find out Saturday night. We'll find out Saturday night. Brother, you fight for money, I fight for legacy.
It is what it is, brother.
It is what it is. Alright, yeah, Rafa. Alright, next fight. Kyle Berhalio. Rainier de Ritter. The first, I think he's the first. One championship, 2 division simultaneous champ, I think.
I think he's the first.
Yeah, I think he's the first. You want to go ahead and start?
Yeah. This is a really close fight. I think it's going to be super competitive. I think Reiner de Ritter. I'm very interested to see how he looks this fight, especially after his Brendan Allen performance. Grappling wise,
I think it's fluke. I was going to say.
I'm going to be honest. I think it is too. I think it was too. Kyle Borralho is not. I'm interested in seeing the grappling exchanges. Because I know Kyle Borralho is probably a good jiu-jitsu guy, but I want to see how just how good he is. And I've said this for a while. You can back me on this. To this day, I still believe RDR it has the best style to beat Hamzat because of how dangerous his guard is. If you go back to the Gilbert Burns fight, Hamzat was very scared to get into Gilbert Burns' guard, which is why they got on the feet. Can I say something? Yeah.
I'll go right back to you, but Gilbert Burns won that fight. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Go rewatch it. You can disagree all you want. Burns won that fight, and I'm gonna die on that hill. Like, he won the fight.
I also think RDR's body work's amazing. Something that's really underrated is his jab. He has a really weird jab. It's kind of slow, but it works.
I love RDR's style. Those knees are so deadly, bro.
Knees are deadly.
He uses knees like a jab almost, dude. It's like.
Well, it's because I know this is gonna sound dumb. He's almost like Charles Oliveira in a sense, where like if he's not on the ground, he's just gonna walk at you.
Yeah. I mean.
And he's so long and rangy that he's just gonna stay at a distance with his long arms.
That's it. And he's huge, bro. If you saw him in the fight against Bo Nickel, they did not look like they were the same weight class, bro.
Dude,
oh my gosh, I don't know.
Have you seen the size of the fella?
He's a.
Have you seen the size of the fella?
Rainier de Ritter's a light heavyweight fighting at middleight. I'm just gonna be honest.
Who let this guy in?
RDR could fight at light heavyweight, and I think he'd still be very successful, honestly. Especially since light heavyweight really isn't that stacked, honestly. So
yeah, but with that being said, I think striking wise, I think Kaio's a lot faster. Because the only person he's lost to recently
was Imavov.
And Imavov is probably the best striker in the division. He went to war with Jared Cannonier in a very close fight.
Well, listen, I can't.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that close. We can go look at the scorecards. Berhalio nearly fell. I don't remember.
No, yeah, it should have been a finish in the 5th round.
Berhalio literally. I think it was earlier than that.
It was. I'm almost certain it was the 5th round.
It was one of those rounds, dude.
We'll throw it up on the screen.
Yeah, well, we'll go look back at it, and I'll edit it. But dude, I thought Berhalio really. I thought it was like a 49-46 or something.
No, he clearly won. I'm just saying they went to war though.
Yeah, well, we'll look back at the scorecards.
Either way, Berhalio won. Period. They went to war, and I think.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I think that was the best fight possible that Berhalio could have had for his career. Because you have a crafty vet like Cannonier, a 5-rounder, good for future events, good test for his cardio, and he passed the test. He looked good, honestly. He looked really good. And then he fights, Imavov. Took a fight 2 weeks before that. Not took a fight. Cut weight 2 weeks before that, which definitely, I would say it has somewhat of a toll when you cut weight again 2 weeks later. He didn't fight, but, it's just dumb decision in my opinion. But
I think with all this being said, I will be taking RDR via decision. I think RDR has just too many advantages. I think his length is a really big one. I think he's a lot bigger than Kaio. I also think that his striking is very awkward, because remember, not even Robert Whittaker could figure it out. And I think his chin is... Well, here's the thing.
Well,
he got dropped by Robert Whittaker.
Robert Whittaker. Oh.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Anyone would have gotten dropped by that. I think overall, there's going to be some shaky moments. I think RDR is going to get wobbled. I think he's going to end up pressuring Kaio a lot. But do not be surprised. I'm going to say this right now. If Kaio wins this, he's going to look... It's going to be either a 30-27 or it's going to be a knockout. Because I have this feeling, and I'm aware of some people in that Fighting Nerds camp. Kyle Baralho is on a crazy, comeback season motivational thing right now. So, we'll see where that goes. But I'm going to say Kaio might be new and improved in this fight.
Yeah, I'm taking Kyle Baralho. Honestly, I think Kaio's... I know people who are going to look at this and they might think it sounds dumb. But Kaio's smart, man. He's intelligent, and he trains with very intelligent people. And I think RDR...
The science nerds have data scientists.
And that's not me just trying to be like that. Like, you know.
The Fighting Nerds have NASA scientists breaking down the fights.
He's surrounded by some smart people. And Baralho has a very good fight IQ. He's a smart guy. I think he wins the fight. Honestly, I think he does. But... I think RDR probably has a better chance, but I'm going Kaio, honestly. I just think he's going to be able to find a way around that RDR, pressure you with knees and take you down. I think he can outdo that style. I think he has good enough grappling. I think he definitely has the advantage, or some advantages, but I don't know. I think I think RDR, like I said, has a better chance to win. Don't take my opinions for betting, but my pick, I'm going Kaio the Natural Baralho. So
all right, now here's the thing that everyone actually wants to watch. Here's the fight: Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira 2. Here's the weird part about this fight. Both of these guys are very skilled in their aspect of the game and very solid at the other, if that makes sense. If Charles Oliveira is able to successfully take Max Holloway down, he will most likely submit him. Not saying that Max Holloway can't get immediately back up, but it's weird to say this because of how long Max Holloway's been fighting. Max Holloway is relatively unproven grappling-wise, and that is crazy to say. Not unproven, but we haven't seen him... He has not gone against the best grapplers, just period. The best grappler that he has fought up to this point has probably, honestly, been not Cub Swanson, Brian Ortega. And
Ortega, and then Ilya's also up there.
Ilya's up there, and if hell, we'll go back to the Ilya fight. He took him down, and he immediately stood right up. Maybe Volk, but there weren't really any shots.
That was a rough takedown, though. The double leg slammed Holloway.
Yeah, it was, but he got back up, so you can't score it. Here's what I'm gonna say, right? I think Max Holloway has a lot more weapons because... With Charles Oliveira, you know exactly how he's going to fight. Max Holloway game plans a lot more than Charles Oliveira. Especially since he's gotten older. The way that Max Holloway uses range is a lot different than most fighters. Because you see most fighters do amazing on the bag and on the mitts because they're in a certain range. They're in the range where you don't have to take a step forward. You can just throw from right where you are. Take like one step and jab, or do one step jab, straight right hand. You don't have to move forward and strike. You're already in the range where you're connecting right where the pad is. But Max Holloway in his older years, go back and watch the Justin Gaethje fight, and even a little bit in the Ilya Topuria fights. What he will do is he will use kicks, teeps, in particular his knee stomps. he will use his knee stomps in order to draw you in to think he's a lot closer than he actually is, because people will have to step in to throw a shot. Max Holloway will be out of range, and he just draws you right into those shots.
Don't forget that spin kick.
Exactly, the spin kick.
The one, it broke Gaethje's nose. It broke his nose, and he was not the same the rest of the fight.
Exactly. Like, you saw Max Holloway leading him into it, because that whole fight, Max Holloway, for the most part, in that round, was on the back foot. Or whenever he was on the front foot, he wasn't pushing Gaethje back too far. But it was mainly fought in the center. But the second that Max Holloway began to back up, he drew Gaethje directly into that spinning back kick.
Gaethje also has a bad habit of putting his head down. That did not help him in that fight, so that was unfortunate for him. But Max, like he said, the game plan was perfect, and he dominated Gaethje, honestly.
No, but... yeah, Max Holloway, like, go back and watch his fight with Ricardo Lamas. Go back and watch him versus Aldo 1. Even him versus Brian Ortega. Go back and watch that, and what you'll see is Max Holloway, whenever he was younger, is always just right out of the way, to where he can scoot back and then left hook straight, or scoot back 1-2, or stuff like that. As he's gotten older and more experienced in the fighting game, he's at that point where the fighters that he's fighting aren't thinking, oh man, I can just hit him where he is. They're thinking, oh, I have to step in to hit him. So, and they leave themselves far more vulnerable for counters. And I think with Charles Oliveira's style, where he's throwing, for the most part, 100% anytime he thinks he can hit you, that's very dangerous, especially with Max Holloway's added power. On the flip side, though, talking about Charles, again, in recent years, Charles has become a wrestler, almost through and through. Go look at the Gamrot fight. He literally picked him up and put him down. Even the Chandler fight. Say what you will about Chandler.
Chandler fight, definitely. So the second one?
Yeah, second Chandler fight. Chandler's not a good fighter. He just isn't. But he is a muscle hamster. So Charles Oliveira just literally ragdolled him for most of the round. And we've never seen Max Holloway fight a wrestler who's bigger than him, because Charles Oliveira most days is a welterweight. Charles Oliveira is a humongous lightweight. He will definitely be bigger than Max Holloway. So it's interesting to see what Max Holloway will do against a bigger opponent and a wrestling opponent. With that being said, I just think Max Holloway has a lot more tools and weapons to use. I think because he's also stronger, and first off, he was able to defend Volk's takedowns in the fights that they did have. There were a lot shot, but remember what Islam said about Volk whenever they fought, how strong he is, and Max was able to get up from all his takedowns or defend them. So I think Max Holloway will get taken down, but I think he'll get up. I think he'll set traps for Charles Oliveira. I think especially with Charles Oliveira's high guard, where he's like this, Max Holloway's looping right hand will land, and it'll land like right here. And yeah.
Sorry, I gotta say this. Yeah, dude, in the Gamrot fight, Oliveira looked good on the ground. His boxing, it really didn't move me. His striking, honestly, Gamrot was laying a good amount of shots. Was a lot of it through the guard, or hitting the guard, yes. But Max Holloway isn't Mateus Gamrot, so that's what worries about me with Charles. I'll give it back to you, and I'll give my breakdown when you're done. But I'm just telling you, Gamrot is not Max Holloway. This Charles can't just keep that keep walking forward like he's saying that he's not saying he's gonna do, but he says he's gonna hunt Holloway. You gotta be careful, Charles. Be careful. This is not Mateus Gamrot.
And even that, Max Holloway is elite on the back foot. Max Holloway is very good on the back foot. He's able to throw counters, even especially now. I know I keep saying now, but Max Holloway's game has evolved a lot since he was first in the UFC in the terms of counter punching, which I think he'll probably be doing a lot more. I think it'll probably be like a jab, back out and reacting. So like he'll jab, pull back, right hand, body shot, even like the jab, pull back, spinning back kick. I just see Max Holloway has a lot more tools, and I see third, fourth round TKO for Max Holloway.
Yeah, I have Max Holloway, and here's my reasoning. Charles, his striking, like I said, did not move me in the Gamrot fight. I didn't, especially in the Ilya fight when he's just walking forward. He's claiming in these interviews, he's not saying I'm gonna walk forward, but he's saying like yeah,
He's not changing anything.
Yeah, he's not changing anything. He's like
I fight how I fight.
Yeah, and he's like I'm a hunter. I'm pretty sure Charles said like if he points down, we're gonna go at it. Doesn't matter what round it is. And well, if it does make it to the 5th round, that's gonna happen. But no matter what, like it's not like Charles can't engage. Like he's gonna. It's part of the BMF championship. You gotta do it.
If you point down at the end of the 3rd, do not do it.
Yeah. I mean, we all saw what happened to Ilya. To Charles against Ilya. But
we all saw what happened with Ilya against Holloway.
Yeah. So I mean, more of the story. I'm not gonna go too long, but I think Max is too skilled in the boxing department. I think he's gonna get punches through the guard, around the guard. I think Charles' high guard isn't gonna save him much. I think, like Hudson said, the takedown is what he needs. He needs a takedown. He needs to get this fight on the ground, make his fight, control the pace, and try not to have Holloway land too many combinations to protect that brain of his. But
last thing I have to add, I'm gonna say this: Oliveira does hit harder than Max Holloway, and if Oliveira connects, he will rock Holloway.
That's a good point.
Straight up.
Gaethje said when he got hit by Oliveira he said he felt like he got hit by a truck. So I think people forget. I'm gonna go and say it. People forget, man. Charles can hit. He can hit hard.
Charles can crack, man. Pause.
I think you can't just look at the Ilya fight and be like, oh, he has no chance. Because we're talking about Ilya Taporia. That was a bad game plan. He knows it. His team especially knows it.
He even said afterwards that wasn't his game plan.
Yeah, I mean, his team knew it. I mean, you can see. I saw a clip, during the fight. His team, when he got knocked out, his team's like, he wasn't supposed to go forward. All this stuff. You saw that clip? So. I think he'll be more controlled to his game plan, and you don't have to make it appealing to the fans. Charles, you don't have to strike, every round. You can make it your fight, control the pace. You're the best submission artist in the world ever. To get this fight to the ground, do whatever you need to do. I mean, Charles, he's gotten submission standing. I mean, he finished Dustin on his back. I'm not saying. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, last thing, if you're in the betting line, I promise you, Max Holloway is going to attempt. Whenever Max Holloway gets in that clinch spot, if he gets taken down from guard, he's going to attempt a submission. Did it with Cub Swanson. He's done it with anyone who is a high-level submission threat, threatened the guillotine and jumped the guillotine multiple times against Ortega. I promise you, Max Holloway will attempt a submission against Charles Oliveira. He's just going to.
be
Not telling
careful.
you to bet Oliveira via submit. Not Oliveira. Not betting you to.
Have Holloway do a submission.
Yeah, Holloway via submission, but he will attempt one.
I'm gonna go Max Holloway. Charles, I love you, my boy. I hope you make it through the full 5 rounds. But the best is blessed. I'm sure Ilya's gonna be watching this fight closely. But I also will say, this is completely unrelated, but Charles can crack, and he landed a big elbow on Ilya.
Yeah, Ilya
in that fight.
Solid chin.
Ilya has a good chin, and we see Max has gotten dropped in like his last 3 fights. And Ilya hits like everyone's gets dropped by Ilya, so that's like a thing. Yeah. But Max, I think we can agree Max's chin isn't like what it used to. It's still good, obviously. Still absolutely amazing.
Not the titanium chin everyone's.
But he can get dropped. He definitely, it's definitely possible, especially with a guy like Charles. But I wonder if that takedown threat will be in the back of Max Holloway's mind during the fight. The grappling threat of Charles will definitely be in the back of Holloway's mind. I'm just gonna say that. He's not fighting Gaethje. He's not fighting Poirier. And I'm not saying those guys have bad grappling, but they're not true grapplers. They just aren't. I think it'll be in the back of Holloway's mind. He's not fighting Justin Gaethje. You're fighting the greatest submission artist to ever walk the earth, and that's got to be scary for Max going into that fight, because
people forget, man.
It's got to be scary. It's got to be scary because
Prime BJ Penn was a monster out there.
But yeah, I think we're both going Max Holloway.
Yeah, both Max Holloway.
Yep. So thanks for watching. Arnold Allen, if you're out there, cue the outro.
What's going on, guys? Arnold Allen here. Thank you for watching the Cutmen channel. Make sure you like, subscribe for more Cutmen content, and leave a comment.